Who's Granny Smith? The grandmother. When grandmother comes to our house, she sits in a chair and sews away. She cuts some pieces just alike and makes a quilt all day. I watch her bite the little thread or stick the needle in and out, and then she remembers her grandmother's house and what her grandmother told about, and how very long ago she tells it while she cuts and strips. We used to live in Maryland, and there was a water with ships, but that was long before her day, she says, and so I like to stand beside her chair, and then I ask, "Please tell me about Maryland." Elizabeth Maddox Roberts. Grandpa dropped his glasses. Grandpa dropped his glasses once in a pot of dye, and when he put them on again, he saw a purple sky. Purple birds were rising up from a purple hill. Men were grinding purple cider at a purple mill. Purple Adeline was playing with a purple doll. Little purple dragonflies were crawling up the wall. And at the supper table he got crazy as a loon from eating purple apple dumplings with a purple spoon. Leroy F. Jackson. Get the green apples, Mum. I like Granny Smith's. Yes, Bradley, I will. They are good to eat and good to cook with. I'll get six Granny Smith apples, please, Mr. Rocker. Granny Smith apples. That's a funny name, Mum. Why are they Granny Smith apples? Was there a Granny Smith? Yes, Bradley, there really was a Granny Smith. She had a farm near here. A farm near here? That's silly, Mum. There's no farm near here. Just streets and houses and shops and... It was a long time ago, Bradley, long before the houses came, but I can still take you to her farm. It's not a farm now, it's a park, Granny Smith Park. We can get there in no time. It's quite near. I've been out there. The car stopped. Here's the place, Bradley, Granny Smith Park. Let's get out and have a look. A little creek ran across the park. There were trees, swings, a seesaw and a slippery dip. Bradley went over to the swings. Push me, please, Mum, and tell me the story of Granny Smith. Tom and Maria Smith were glad to get off the ship. They had just sailed from England. The sailing ship had taken a long time to sail to Australia. Well, Tom, here we are in Australia. What a funny place. But I think we will be happy here. I think so too, Maria. It will not be easy, but we will try. The Smiths got some land. It was good land, good for fruit and vegetables, but it had to be cleared. Clearing the land was very hard work. Tom Smith was a sick man. That meant Maria did the hard work. She cleared the land, she dug the garden, she planted fruit trees and vegetables. But that's not all. One day she was in the vegetable garden. A man came running up to her. "What's up, James?" "Mrs. Smith, can you help me, please? My wife is going to have a baby. Can you come over and help?" "Yes, James, I can help her. Let's go." Mrs. Smith and James raced back to James's farmhouse. Mrs. Smith went in to see his wife. She was resting quietly. "Oh, Mrs. Smith, I'm glad you have come. I'm going to have a baby." James waited outside. Then he heard it. "Wah, wah, wah, wah." Mrs. Smith came out with a little baby. "It's a girl, James. Come and see her." Mrs. Smith helped a lot of wives. That's why she got the name Granny Smith. Granny Smith worked hard. Her fruit trees grew. Her vegetables grew. Sometimes she had fruit and vegetables to sell. She packed the fruit and vegetables into boxes. Then she sent the boxes into the market. Granny Smith needed boxes. One day she got 5 good strong boxes. They had been sent to the market packed with apples. The fifth box had some rotten apples left in it. She picked up the box and threw out the rotten apples. They landed near the creek. Granny Smith didn't think of them again. Granny Smith was weeding the vegetable patch near the creek. She saw a plant had come up. "What's that? It looks like an apple tree." "No, it can't be. I didn't plant an apple tree here." She looked again. "Wait on. It is a little apple tree. It must have come from the rotten apples I threw out here. It looks a strong plant. I think I'll leave it." The apple tree grew well. It got fruit on it, but the apples weren't red. They were green. Granny Smith picked some. They looked good, and they were good. She cooked some. They were good too. Granny Smith liked her apples. Granny Smith planted the apple seeds, and little trees came up. They grew and got fruit on them. The apples were green too. They were Granny Smith's apples. "Thanks for telling me that story, Mum. I think I'll have an apple to eat now. Can I have a Granny Smith, please?"